Hey, what's up, Dynasty owners? It's your boy Jay Pounds here. We got another weekly free agent auction video for you. This is week 5, guys. Week 5. If you're looking for a different week for some reasons, find a new video. But this is week 5 again. Free agent auction pickups for Dynasty owner. Before we get into the video, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell, leave a couple comments, say what's up. I'll holler back at you. All that good stuff. It helps out the algorithm, however that works. But it helps push Dynasty owners' videos to people that play fantasy football, and it'll help us grow as a platform. That's what it's all about, right? Before we get into the free agents, we got Jay's weekly recap as always. I'll go ahead and get right into it. I'm trying to shorten these videos up a little bit for you guys. Jacksonville is getting better as the season goes on. They're finally starting to run the ball, control a little bit of the clock. James Robinson looks fantastic. Taylor Heineke is for real, guys. I don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick gets this job back, especially if Heineke continues to play the way he has been. Josh Allen is just just fine as I said he would be. I was never worried about Josh Allen. I don't think you guys were either. He struggled to start the year. It's not uncommon for that to happen. If Matt Nagy goes back to Andy Dalton after this week, he needs to be fired. The Bears offense had an element that we have not seen in a while, and it was just nice to see. There's no way he goes back to Dalton. It's like he's got some blood pact with the guy, and they're the wolf pack or something from The Hangover. I don't know. Dallas defense is for real, guys. I'm still a little skeptical, but they shut down a good Carolina team when they needed to. I'm not saying they shut them down all game by any means, but when they needed to, they made stops and they forced, they've forced turnovers all year, and it looks like they're here to stay. Miami is a quarterback away from being a contender. If they trade Tua for Watson and Watson gets out of this legal stuff, they're a Super Bowl contender instantly. They have all of the pieces. They just don't have a quarterback, and it's obvious. The Saints are extremely confusing, and I have no idea what to make. Hang on, let me get a drink. Excuse me. The Saints are very confusing. I have no idea what to make of them outside of Alvin Kamara, who is just always consistent as can be, it seems like. The Jets finally won a game. It looked ugly. I will not be surprised if they're picking number 1 overall next year, and I am nowhere near sold on Zach Wilson. He was the quarterback I worried about most in this past draft, and it's showing through now. Kansas City may not be the juggernaut we thought. Their defense seems to be struggling. I'm sure they'll get this figured out. There's no way they don't. Patrick Mahomes looks fine. Travis Kelce looks good. Hill looks good, all that. But you can't win a game with, if your defense is giving up 100 points every week, even if you are the Kansas City Chiefs. Arizona looks like a Super Bowl team. Kyler Murray looks like the MVP. They put it on the Rams this weekend. They thoroughly dominated that game. I don't know if Baker Mayfield can lead a team to the promised land, guys. I really, really worry about the Browns when they pay this guy $35 million plus. It's got Flacco with the Ravens written all over it. As soon as they lose some of that line and he starts to get pressured and he's got to do things on his own, it's going to look ugly. He's going to force things. If he doesn't have a strong running game to lean on, maybe he doesn't have a strong defense. I don't think he can put a team on his back consistently and win ball games. Last but not least, we got not last but not least. Brady barely escapes the Patriots. That's more of a testament to Bill Belichick there. He had Tom Brady looking kind of confused out there a little bit. He couldn't find a rhythm all night. It was just weird to see. I don't know. You don't see that much out of Tom Brady. Usually he's the one. I know they won, but he's usually the one leading comeback drives and things like that. And if Nick Folk don't miss that field goal, we're talking about Mac Jones on a game-winning drive to beat Tom Brady. Herbert and Mahomes. The Chargers. I'm filming this after a couple hours after the Monday night game. Herbert looked phenomenal. Him and Mahomes over the next 10 plus years are going to be so much fun to watch as division rivals. As long as LA keeps Herbert. Oh man, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I am excited to see that rivalry develop. Kansas City's in last place right now. We'll see how that plays out. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to this week's free agent pickups. I got a few bonus guys in here for you, but let's go ahead and again, these are not in any specific order. It's team need. Some of you probably need a tight end. Some of you might need a receiver. Some of you might need a running back. We got all of them for you. Here we go, guys. Max Williams, 1 year, 1.8 million, 31% rostered. Tight end, Arizona Cardinals. He's looked really good this year. He started out a little bit slow, but it's starting to seem like Kyler really starting to trust him. If he turns into the red zone threat or something there, he's got a very good shot at probably a top 8 tight end. But I see him really pushing as a top 12 tight end this year as long as things keep going the way they are. And at 1.8 million, it's definitely worth a look there. They're in one of the most potent offenses in the league. You got Kyler Murray, who's pushing to be the MVP as your quarterback. Why not? After that, we got his teammate, A.J. Green, wide receiver, Arizona Cardinals, 1 year, $6 million, 44% rostered. Cannot believe I put A.J. Green on here, guys. Oh, man. It seems like a blast from the past right now for some reason. He started out slow, but over the past 2 weeks, he's outproduced DeAndre Hopkins. And DeAndre Hopkins has been banged up, and that's the only reason that's happening. I'm sure of that. But nonetheless, it can help out your teams. As you know, here at Dynasty Owner, we have a 25% bench scoring, so depth matters a lot. If you got nobody on your bench, you're missing out on it. Quite a bit of points there. I'll figure out the average bench score for each team, or for each team, and I'll let you guys know how important bench scoring is in Dynasty Owner. But nonetheless, guys, AJ Green, he's tied to Kyler Murray this year. He's starting to seem to develop a rapport with him, and you got to take a chance on him. If you got $6 million in cap space or $3 million bum you can get rid of, there you go. Pick up AJ Green and see what happens. After that, we got Brandon Bolden, running back, New England Patriots, 1 year, $1.8 million. Got the same contract as Max Williams. That threw me off for a second. He's 14% rostered. He looks like he's taken over the James White role. I haven't exactly seen how long James White is supposed to be out yet. I've heard it could be all year, but I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me. But it seems like Brandon Bolden has stepped right into his role. Everybody thought it was going to be J.J. Taylor after the nice preseason he had, but it looks like it's Bolden all the way. He had 6 catches for 51 yards. Mac Jones he reminds me of a young Tom Brady, man. It's weird. He makes the right play at all times. He takes what the defense gives him, and he just doesn't really ever force things. Seems like a great teammate. It just reminds me of Tom Brady, and that's going to benefit Brandon Bolden. He, like I said, we got bench scoring here. I've seen a lot of empty bench spots. I've seen, J.J. Taylor had, I think it was negative either 0.2 or 2 points this week, and people were starting him on their bench. So as you can see, Brandon Bolden can definitely find a home here in Dynasty Owner. After that, we got Alex Collins, running back, Seattle Seahawks, 1 year, $990,000. He is 52% rostered. I'm not sure what's up with Chris Carson. He only outtouched Alex Collins by 3 carries this week. I read that he had a grade 1 hamstring injury the week before last, heading into week 4, and that's the same injury A.J. Brown had, yet Chris Carson was on the field playing. I'm not too sure. Alex Collins kind of a dice roll, but he's definitely going to get some work. I don't know that he gets enough to warrant a spot in your starting lineup per se. But if Chris Carson, maybe re-aggravates that injury or tweaks it or, whatever, decides he does need a week off to fully get back to himself, then Alex Collins is going to be a heck of a play at that point. After that, we got C.J. Uzomah, tight end, Cincinnati Bengals, 1 year, $6.1 million. 0.59% rostered. I was really shocked to see that. You guys really bought into Drew Sample. I did too last year. He looked good at first and just faded away into nothing. But CJ Uzama came back on the scene big time Thursday night against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if this it seems like a fluke to me, but there wasn't a whole lot more of an option to put on there aside from you'll see the next guy I pull up here. I could have put him in the top 5, but I went with Uzama. I just like Joe Burrow. I think the Bengals are gonna be a potent offense as soon as they get humming here, around mid season. And I think that spells big things for Uzama. He was never considered an elite fantasy guy, but he can definitely, be your backup tight end. And I know 6.1 is a little expensive for it, but if Logan Thomas is set to miss some time, that you're going to have to do something. And I am a Logan Thomas owner, so I might be looking at Max Williams or CJ Uzama. I got a night to figure it out, but got to look into Logan Thomas's injury as well and see how serious that is. I'm not too sure how long he's going to be out. All right, guys, after that, we got the bonus picks. I'm going to go through these guys quick. That way the video is not too long. We got Jamison Crowder, wide receiver, New York Jets, 1 year, $9.5 million, 27.81% rostered. This is not the guy I was meaning to click on, but the next guy is the guy that could have been in the top 5. Crowder, he stepped right back into his role after injury and just gobbled up targets. It looked like Wilson's going to do the same thing Darnold did for Crowder, and that means good things for fantasy managers. After that, guys, we got Josh Gordon, wide receiver, Kansas City Chiefs, 1 year, $1 million pretty much, 49% rostered. It blows my mind how much the fantasy community loves Josh Gordon. Like, I wish people would just believe in me as much as the fantasy community believes in Josh Gordon. Holy cow. This guy this seems like he hasn't played since 2008 and he's still 50% roster. It just blows my mind. I don't know. But nonetheless, he's tied to Mahomes now, so if he can regain even half of his form, he's going to be a viable option at some point. Last but not least, guys, this is a sketchy one. I'll warn you. It's Randall Cobb, 2 years, $9 million, 9% rostered. I'm surprised he's rostered in that many leagues, to be honest, at his salary. But Aaron Rodgers loves this guy. He made it a point to get him back in Green Bay, and you see why. He had 2 tutties this week. Shout out to Tom Brady for setting the passing record, even though I can't stand you. Hate Michigan people. I'm just kidding. I think Paul's from Michigan. I just don't like their football team, as you can see. Go Buckeyes. All right, guys, that's all I got this week for you. Get out there and get your free agent pickups in Wednesday, 5 a.m. Got to be up early if you want to get these free agent guys. Blind auction. Like I said, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Holla at your boy. We'll catch you next.